Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Amira Alia binti Roshaidi and my metric number is CB210351. Okay, today I would like to present about my portfolio review for this construction value estimation and procurement. Table of contents in the slide is number 1 is introduction, student profile, summary of syllabus, assignment process and result, project process and result, and conclusion. In the second semester, I have learned about construction, value estimation, and procurement. And the course is BBY11504-. Sir Muhammad Farkul Adli bin Abdul Razak is the lecturer for this program. After Malaysian entered the endemic phase, the classes were conducted face-to-face beginning at 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. The class usually do at Faculty of Technology and Vocational Education, Block C, Level 1, Makbar Grafik Kejuruteraan. Students have two types of assessment in this program. For example, number 1 is ongoing assessment and final evaluation. Quizzes, tests, case study assignment, and project are examples of ongoing assessment. This course assignment include 2 individual assignments and 1 group assignment. After the end of the chapter, the student had completed all the 5 quizzes at the author UTHM. Student must complete all the project presentation, project, and portfolio review by the end of week 14. Right, so basically this is my student profile. My name is Amira binti Roshaidi and I am 21 years old. My metric number is CB210351 and my program is Bachelor Degree in Building Construction Technology with Honours. And my faculty is Faculty of Technology and Vocational Education. So basically this is my student profile. Okay, this is the summary of syllabus. We have Chapter 1, Introduction of Contract and Tendering. Chapter 2, Contractor Selection. Chapter 3, Bid Documents and Process. Chapter 4, The Estimate. Chapter 5, Computer-Aided Estimating. Chapter 6, Principles of Strategic Procurement. Chapter 7, Project Initiation and Design Process. Chapter 8, Procurement Strategies and Road. And the last one is Chapter 9, Risk Management. Okay, for the Chapter 1, Introduction of Contract and Tendering. This is the subtopic for this Chapter 1. We have form of contract and standard, understanding contractual obligation, tender document, documents used as the basis of tender, and coordinated project information. So basically in this chapter, the students are able to learn about the standard form of contract, PAM contract, government contract, modified standard form of contract, and also ad hoc contract. The legal responsibility of each party to a contract agreement is something which students learn about when it comes to understanding contractual obligation. In this topic also, students can learn about the example of contractual obligation in terms of payment, delivery, and quality. And other than that, students are able to learn more about the breach of project obligation and what to do when a breach of contract happen in this topic. Next, students can also study about the tender document. For example, in this subtopic, it's explain what a contract document is, who prepares the tender document, why the tenders are very important for the company, and what kinds of tender are used in procurement. So basically, the student can learn the fundamental of the tender, which consists of 5 components, which is the contract, tender document, tender details, tender forms, tender schedule, and contract. So this is Chapter 2, Contractor Selection. In Chapter 2, the student have learned about how client select contractor. The students are studying a number of subtopics in this chapter, including the bundling project, which is a contract that is offered separately for a number of conversion, restoration, or replacement projects. Next, the student can discover the value of a bundling project as well as its benefits and more. Additionally, students are exposed to competition and negotiation for competitive tender, where the contractor who gives the lowest price will typically be chosen. Also, the student can learn more about procedure for contract to complete for tenders in this chapter. For instance, contractors may be solicited via announcement on social media or in public places. Then the students are also exposed to subtopic of abuse and decision to tender. Aside from that, the student can learn more about information initiatives that support a lack of tolerance for corruption in this subtopic, including MAC's community education effort, Malaysian anti-corruption academic courses, and Malaysian Institutes of Integrity. The student also can learn more about the tender procurement procedure in this subtopic. The final two are competition and consultation. Students can learn more about anti-competitive agreement in this topic. Okay, next is chapter 3, bid documents and process. Students may learn about the document and the bidding process in this chapter. There are 9 major contract documents, including the construction agreement, general condition, special condition, scope of project, drawing, specification, number of quantities, construction schedule, and value table that are divided into numerous subtopics in this chapter. The student also learn about the project manual, which is divided into 4 main sections, which is the offer document, general condition, and technical specification. The next phase is a bid request. Students can also learn where to get information about the bidder, such as the submission requirements, date of birth, project scope, duration, minimum qualification, wage standards, service, and guarantees required by reading the instruction to bidders. In this chapter, the student also aware of taxes and duties in tenders where income is recognized prior to the contract expiration, as well as the anticipated gross profit for the base period for contract. Finally, the evaluation and closing of tender bid can also be understood by students where the evaluation is divided into several stages, namely the first stage, second stage, and third stage. Next is chapter 4, the estimate. In this chapter, the student can study about estimating, which is cover organizing and planning, bidding procedure, site investigation, workup and summary sheet, costing of labor costs, equipment costs, general expenses costs, excavation costs, level formation and starting work, concrete costs, stone costs, metal and wood, substructure, structure, mechanical and electrical costs, and many more. In this chapter, students are taught about the bid process, including how it works and which contractors are qualified to submit bid. Next is site investigation. This subtopic includes local material and delivery costs, subcontractor availability, project accessible, road condition, housing. Next is chapter 5, computer-aided estimating. In this chapter, students learn about communication and collaborative system, e-tendering, online auction, reverse auction, computer-aided estimating package, and system and application program. The benefits of computer assisted cost estimation system, of which there are two, are discussed in this chapter together with the cooperation system, which uses software and technology to allow people to cooperate and connect in digital space. E-tender, students can learn about an innovative approach to construction known and e-tender, which all bids are made exclusively online. Through the e-tender website, contractor can submit bids for solicitation. And next, students also can learn about online auction where tender opened by client, auction online for contractor to compete and bid for tender. Other than that, the computer assistant budget package, and the last one is the student can learn about application system. There are various steps to take, all of which are listed in this chapter. Okay, next is chapter 6, Principles of Strategic Procurement. The principles of strategic procurement are covered in this chapter along with various key subtopics including theory and practice, strategic approach, procurement component, and the last one is public sector project. The students have the opportunity to study about accountability, competitive supply, consistency, effectiveness, value for money, fair dealing, integration, integrity, informed decision making, accountability, and transparency, where all of these are critical to strategic procurement. Next is chapter 4, project initiation and design process. In this chapter, students can learn about certain significant subtopics such as business case development, project briefing, types of construction client, developing and strategic brief, critical factor for success in briefing process. The student can find out about the project briefing, that is the requirement from the basic that the client state the needs to the designer. The project consists of a few straightforward components such as the project needs for the final product, the completion date, the design aspect, and the budget allocated for the project. The type of construction client or client might be from the private sector, a semi-government organization, or the government itself. Next, strategic briefings, which in-depth outline client needs can be taught to the student. Okay, for the second last chapter is 8, procurement strategies and route. In this chapter, the student be able to study about procurement strategies and route. Subtopic in these chapters have identified strategies, factors selecting procurement route, selection of procurement route, project team selection, managing procurement process. In this chapter, have identified strategy. The client must decide the importance of the three main objectives such as time, cost, and performance of completed project. Next subtopic is selection of procurement route. In this subtopic, the student should be considered when evaluating the most appropriate procurement strategy like external factor, client's resource, and project characteristic, ability to make change, cost issue, and also timing. Procurement system can be classified as traditional, design and construct, and management. Aside from that, the student also can learn about the project team selection. In this subtopic, the student can know about the project selection works and their position in the construction. Other than that, managing procurement process are study about the flow of traditional procurement, design and construct procurement, also the flow of management procurement. Okay, the last one is chapter 9. Chapter 9 elaborate of risk management, which is the management of risk present on building site or in the construction sector. This topic has a number of subtopics that students can learn about, including risk and uncertainty strategies, identifying the risk, analyzing risk, monitoring and controlling risk, and case study. Risk and uncertainty are the first subject that students can study because it is a variable in construction process. The construction sector is subject to a variety of hazards in terms of risk, long-term risk, positive risk, in management risk, unmanageable risk, internal risk, external risk, positive risk, and negative risk. Next is determine the risk. The process of detecting, assessing, researching, and foreseeing potential dangers is referred to a risk analysis. The goal of risk management is to detect, classify, and record all potential hazards to the project. The study of risk analysis is also taught to students. Following that, Students can learn about risk management on the building site in monitoring and controlling risks. Last but not least, students can later use everything that have learned about this subject in the industry. Okay, next is assignment process and result. The student in this course will be assessed in two ways, ongoing and final. Students have two individual assignments and one grouping assignment, as well as one project for grouping for their ongoing assessment. The first is procurement method in construction Malaysia, and the second is tender and procurement process and implementation for construction project during COVID-19 period. The COVID-19 Act and Contract in the Construction Industry Review is the title of the grouping project, while document tender is the title of another grouping project. Students are given 2 weeks to complete their individual assignment before end of week 7. For the first task, students must understand the many types of procurement method utilized in Malaysia, which include the traditional method, design and build, management method, or joint venture partnering. Based on all of the method, the student will be able to assess the current state of procurement method in the Malaysian construction industry. The next is the second individual assignment. The title of this assignment is Tender and Procurement Process and Implementation for Construction Project during COVID-19 period. During the COVID-19 phase, students must form a construction building project and tender out the job scope to a contractor. This assignment must be completed before end of 10 on May 26, 2022. Lastly, each student has only one grouping assignment. The COVID-19 Act and Contract in the Construction Industry Review is the title of the assignment. In this project, the student must form a 5-person group. My group are including Nur Aina, Nur Farhani, and Amir Muhammad Faizul. Also, Nur Azaliza Nazla are among the members for this group. In this assignment, students must determine the impact of the COVID-19 Act 2020 on the Malaysian construction industry. The student will be able to analyze the present procurement scenario in the construction industry as a learning outcome for this assignment. Next is project process and result. In this course, students are required to complete only one group project, which contribute 20% of the entire course grade. Students must organize a group of 5 people for this group assignment. My group includes me, Nur Amir Alia, Nur Azaliza Nazra, Nur Aina, Nur Izzahatira, and Faris Azwan. The student must create a construction company and a company profile for this task. The student also need to obtain tender advertisement for the government or private sector and prepare tender document based on the TKR standard specification. Our group decided to put the name of company is Afmin Enterprise. As a result of this activity, the student gain early exposure to creating a tender document, which be critical once they begin working in the construction business. In addition, because they have previously learned how to develop a business, students will be able to run their own construction company after they graduated. So the last one is conclusion. This semester, students have had the chance to learn about the fundamentals of project bidding, estimating, and developing procurement strategy and plans. The students were exposed to a variety of construction-related situations, and after studying the case, they were encouraged to use the risk management technique in this instance as well. The course topics are all curricular for students who want to work in the building construction firm.